Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to explain problems on labor variances. Okay guys, first we will see the formulas for labor variances. So the first formula of labor variance is LCV. LCV means labor cost variance. So formula for labor cost variance is SH into SR minus AH into AR, where SH stands for standard hours, SR stands for standard rate, AH stands for actual hours, and AR stands for actual rate. And the second formula is LRV. LRV means labor rate variance. So formula for labor rate variance is actual hours into standard rate minus actual rate. And the third formula is labor efficiency variance. So formula for labor efficiency variance is standard rate into standard hours minus actual hours worked, where AHW is equal to actual hours worked. And the fourth formula is idle time variance. So formula for idle time variance is idle hours into standard rate, that is equal to AH minus AHW into SR. AH means actual hours, AHW means actual hours worked, and SR means standard rate. Idle time variance means when a labor doesn't do work and takes rest, for example for lunch or for any other work. Labor cost variance is the sum of labor rate variance, labor efficiency variance, and idle time variance. So LCV is equal to LRV plus LEV plus ITV. To verify LCV, we need to add LRV plus LEV plus ITV. And the next formula is LMV. LMV means labor mix variance. So formula for labor mix variance is standard rate into revised hours minus actual hours worked, where RH stands for actual hours of work put in by the team according to standard composition. AHW stands for actual hours of work put in by team in reality. And the next formula is LYV. LYV means labor yield variance. So formula for labor yield variance is standard yield rate into actual yield minus revised standard yield, where standard yield rate is equal to total of revised hours into standard rate divided by revised standard yield rate. So labor efficiency variance is the sum of labor mix variance and labor yield variance. So to verify labor efficiency variance value, we have to find out like this: LMV plus LYV, that is labor mix variance plus labor yield variance, so that we could verify the answer of labor efficiency variance is correct or not. Okay guys, we have seen the formulas. So now we will do problems on labor variance. So see the 19th problem. Data relating to a job are as thus: standard rate of wages per hour rupees 10, standard hours 300, actual rate of wages per hour rupees 12, actual hours 200. You are required to calculate labor cost variance, labor rate variance, labor efficiency variance. So now we have to apply the formula and we have to calculate labor cost variance, labor rate variance, and labor efficiency variance. So guys, now let us see the problem. In the question, he has given full information. So now we have to directly calculate the labor cost variance, labor rate variance, and labor efficiency variance. So first we will calculate labor cost variance. So formula for labor cost variance is standard hours into standard rate minus actual hours into actual rate. So standard hours given is 300 and standard rate given is 10, and actual hours given is 200 and actual rate is 12. So 300 into 10 we will get 3000, and 200 into 12 we will get 2400. So 3000 minus 2400 we will get 600 favorable. So now we will calculate labor rate variance. So formula for labor rate variance is actual hours into standard rate minus actual rate. So actual hours given is 200 and standard rate given is 10 and actual rate given is 12. So 10 minus 12 we will get minus 2 and 200 remains same. So 200 into minus 2 we will get 400 adverse. Now we have to calculate labor efficiency variance. So formula for labor efficiency variance is standard rate into standard hours minus actual hours worked. So standard rate given is 10 and standard hours given is 300 and actual hours given is 200. So 300 minus 200 we will get 100 and 10 remains same. So 10 into 100 we will get 1000 favorable. So guys, now see the 20th problem. From the data given below, calculate each of the 3 wage variances for the 2 departments. So he has given information for department A and department B. So actual gross wages of department A is 1968, for department B is 1798. Standard hours produced for department A is 8000 and for department B is 6000. Standard rate per hour for department A is 0.3. Department B is 0.35. Actual hours worked for department A is 8200 and department B is 5800. So now we have to calculate the labor variances. Okay guys, now let us see the problem. So first we will calculate for department A. So first we will start with labor cost variance. So formula for labor cost variance is standard hours into standard rate minus actual hours into actual rate. In the problem, he has given information of standard hours, standard rate and actual hours. But he didn't give information for actual rate. So now we have to calculate actual rate. So how to calculate actual rate means, in the problem he has given information of gross wages for department A and department B. So first take down the value of department A gross wages, that is 1968, and divide that with the actual hours worked of department A, that is 8200. So 1968 divided by 8200 we will get 0.24. So that is the actual rate. Now substitute the values in the formula. So standard hours 8000, standard rate 0.30, actual hours 8200, actual rate we have found out 0.24. So 8000 into 0.30 we will get 2400, 8200 into 0.24 we will get 1968. So 2400 minus 1968 we will get 432. Now we have to calculate labor rate variance. So formula for labor rate variance is actual hours into standard rate minus actual rate. So actual hours is 8200, standard rate is 0.30, actual rate is 0.24. So 0.30 minus 0.24 we will get 0.06. So 8200 remains same. So multiply 8200 into 0.06. So we will get 492. Now we will calculate labor efficiency variance. So formula for labor efficiency variance is standard rate into standard hours minus actual hours worked. So standard rate is 0.30, standard hours is 8000 and actual hours worked is 8200. So 8000 minus 8200 we will get 200 and 0.30 remains same. So multiply 0.30 into 200. So we will get 60. So now we will calculate for department B. So first we will start with labor cost variance. So formula for labor cost variance is standard hours into standard rate minus actual hours into actual rate. Here also same, we have to find out actual rate. So just divide department B gross wages by actual hours worked, that is 1798 divided by 5800. So we will get 0.31, that is the actual rate. So now just apply the values in the formula. So standard hour is 6000, standard rate is 0.35, actual hours is 5800, actual rate we have found out, that is 0.31. So 6000 into 0.35 we will get 2100 and 5800 into 0.31 we will get 1798. So 2100 minus 1798 we will get 302. So now we will calculate labor rate variance. So formula for labor rate variance is actual hours into standard rate minus actual rate. So actual hours is 5800, standard rate is 0.35, actual rate is 0.31. So 0.35 minus 0.31 we will get 0.04 and 5800 remains same. So now multiply 5800 into 0.04. So we will get 232. Now we will calculate labor efficiency variance. So formula for labor efficiency variance is standard rate into standard hours minus actual hours worked. So standard rate is 0.35, standard hours is 6,000 and actual hours worked is 5,800. So 6,000 minus 5,800 we will get 200 and 0.35 remains same. So now multiply 0.35 into 200. So we will get 70. So guys, now see the 21st problem. The standard labor requirement per unit of a product was 20 hours at the rate of rupees 0.50 per hour. For the production of 100 units, wages paid amounted to 6,050 for 11,000 hours, including 20 hours idle time due to machine breakdown. Calculate labor variance. Okay guys, now let us see the problem. So for producing 1 unit, it required 500 units. So for producing 20 units, we have to calculate. So just cross multiply 500 into 20 divided by 1. So we will get 10,000. So now we have to find out actual rate. So formula for actual rate is total amount divided by total hours. So given total amount is 11,000 and given total hours is 6,050. So 11,000 divided by 6,050 we will get 0.55. So now we will calculate labor variances. So first we will calculate labor cost variance. So formula is standard hours into standard rate minus actual hours into actual rate. So standard hours is 10,000 and standard rate is 0.50. Actual hours is 11,000 and actual rate is 0.55. So 10,000 into 0.50 we will get 5,000. 11,000 into 0.55 we will get 6,050. So 5,000 minus 6,050 we will get 1,050 adverse. Now we will calculate labor rate variance. So formula is actual hours into standard rate minus actual rate. Actual hours are 11,000, standard rate is 0.50, actual rate is 0.55. So 0.50 minus 0.55 we will get minus 0.05. So 11,000 remains same. So now multiply 11,000 into minus 0.505. We will get 550 adverse. Now we will calculate labor efficiency variance. So formula is standard rate into standard hours minus actual hours worked. So we need to calculate actual hours worked. So formula is actual hours minus idle time. So actual hours worked is equal to actual hours are 11,000 and idle time given is 20. So 11,000 minus 20 we will get 10,980. So now apply the formula. So standard rate is 0.50, standard hours is 10,000 and actual hours worked is 10,980. So 10,000 minus 10,980 we will get 980 minus 980. So 0.50 remains same. So now multiply 0.50 into minus 980. So we will get 490 adverse. Now calculate idle time. So idle time is equal to actual hours minus actual hours worked into standard rate. So actual hours are 11,000, actual hours worked are 10,980 and standard rate is 0.50. So 11,000 minus 10,980 into 0.50. So final answer we will get is 10. Okay guys, now see the 22nd problem. 1 unit of X required 15 minutes of labor at 50 pice per hour. The actual wage bill for 24,000 units was rupees 4,500 at the rate of 60 pice per hour, including 1,000 hours of idle time. Calculate idle time variance, labor efficiency variance and labor rate variance. Okay guys, now let us see the problem. So first we have to calculate standard hours. So for 1 unit it required 15 minutes. So for 2,400 units, how much minutes are required? So just cross multiply 24,000 into 15 divided by 1. So we will get 3,60,000 minutes. So for 1 hour it required 60 minutes. So now we have to calculate for 3,60,000 minutes how many hours we required. So standard hours is equal to 3,60,000 divided by 60. So that is equal to 6,000 hours. So we required 6,000 hours for 3,60,000 minutes. So given standard rate is 0.50 and actual rate is 0.60. So we have to calculate actual hours. So for 1 hour it required 0.60 rupees. So for 4,500 rupees, how many hours required we have to calculate. So actual hours is equal to 4,500 divided by 0.60. So we will get 7,500 hours. So this is the actual hours for 4,500 rupees. So now we have to calculate the labor variances. So first we will calculate labor efficiency variance. So formula is standard rate into standard hours minus actual hours worked. So we have to calculate first actual hours worked. So first take down the value of standard rate, that is 0.50, and standard hours 6000. And how to calculate actual hours worked means subtract actual hours with idle time, that is 1000. So 7500 minus 1000, we will get 6500. Now subtract standard hours with actual hours worked, that is 6000 minus 6500. So after getting the value, after subtracting, we will get one value, then multiplied with 0.50, so we will get 250 adverse. So now we will calculate labor rate variance. So formula is actual hours into standard rate minus actual rate. So actual hours is 7500, standard rate is 0.50, and actual rate is 0.60. So after substituting the values, we will get 750 adverse. Now we have to calculate idle time variance. Formula is idle hours into standard rate. So idle hours given is 1000 hours and standard rate is 0.50. So 1000 into 0.50, we will get 500 adverse. So guys, now see the 23rd problem. The details regarding composition and weekly wage rates of labor force engaged on a job scheduled to be completed in 30 weeks are as follows. So category of worker, standard number of workers, weekly wage rate per laborers, number of workers, actual weekly wage rate per laborer. So category of workers, skilled, standard number of workers is 75, weekly wage rate is 60, number of workers is 70, and actual weekly wage is 70. So semi-skilled, standard is 45, weekly wage is 40, number of workers is 30, actual weekly wage is 50. So unskilled, standard is 60, weekly wage rate is 30, number of workers is 80, and actual weekly wage is 20. The work is actually completed in 32 weeks. Calculate various labor variances. So guys, now let's see the problem. First, note down skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled in order, and in the upper column note down standard hours, standard rate, actual hours and actual rate. So we are going to calculate standard hours, standard rate and actual hours and actual rate. So in skilled, standard hours, first take down the 75, that is standard number of workers is 75, right? So take down that 75 and calculate it with 30 weeks. So we will get 2250. And same to semi-skilled and unskilled. So we will get the values 1350 and 1800. So the total is 5400. Now we have to calculate actual hours. Now take number of workers for actual hours is 70. So multiply it with 32 weeks. And same for semi-skilled and unskilled. So we will get values 70 into 32 2240, 30 into 32 960, 80 into 52 2560. So the total is 5760. So first we will calculate labor cost variance for three categories: skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled. So the formula is standard hours into standard rate minus actual hours into actual rate. So first skilled we will calculate. So standard hours is 2250 and standard rate is 60, and actual hours is 2240 and actual rate is 70. So after simplifying we will get 21,800 adverse. For semi-skilled and unskilled we have to do the same process. So after adding the both favorable values and subtracting it with the adverse value, we will get 13,000 adverse. So now we will calculate labor rate variance for three categories: skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled. So the formula of labor rate variance is actual hours into standard rate minus actual rate. So just apply the formula to the three categories, and after simplifying we will get skilled total value is 22,400 adverse, and semi-skilled 9,600 adverse, and unskilled is 25,600 favorable. First add both the values of adverse, that is 22,400 plus 9,600 adverse. Now subtract the values with 25,600 so that we will get the final answer 6,400 adverse. Now we will calculate labor mix variance. So the formula is standard rate into revised hours minus actual hours worked. So now first we have to calculate revised hours. So the formula is standard hour of each labor by total standard hour into total actual hours. So we have to calculate for three categories: skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled. So in skilled, standard hours of each labor is 2250, total standard hour is 5400 and total actual hours is 5760. So after simplifying we will get 2400. And in semi-skilled, standard hour of each labor is 1350 and total standard hour is 5400 and total actual hour is 5760. So after simplifying we will get 1440. And in unskilled, standard hour of each labor is 1800, total standard hour is 5400, total actual hour is 5760. So after simplifying we will get 1920. Now we have to calculate labor mix variance. So just apply the formula and substitute the values for the three categories: skilled, semi-skilled and unskilled. So after substituting, the total values of skilled is 9600 favorable and semi-skilled is 19200 favorable and unskilled is 19200 adverse. So add favorable values and subtract with adverse value. So we will get the final value, that is 9600 adverse. Okay guys, today's session is over and I would like to wind up this chapter today. So in the next session I will start with fresh chapter, that is techniques of financial statements. So if you have any doubts, please comment me in the comment box. And thanks for watching my video, and if you like my video, please subscribe my channel and share it to your friends. And I will provide link in the description box for the remaining problems. Okay guys, see you in the next session. Have a nice day.